As the sun dips below the horizon and darkness envelops the world, a profound silence emerges, one that stirs both intrigue and unease. It is in this quiet void, where shadows deepen and the known begins to fade, that ancient legends whisper their secrets. There exists a figure in this space, known to many as the Capa Preta, haunting and enigmatic. Welcome to the Duskbound Voices channel. Discover the details of the story. If you don't want to miss the many others we are preparing for you, subscribe to our channel now. When night falls and the world slows down, there's a kind of silence that brings no rest. It waits. It watches. It seems to wait. It is in this interval between the last sound of the day and the first breath of dawn that the legend of the Capa Preta walks. There are no screams. There is no running. There is no commotion. There is only a presence. A tall silhouette wrapped in a dark cloak that seems to absorb the light, a body that appears at the edge of the street, in the corner of an alley, on the curve of an empty road. The face is never fully revealed. The gaze, when it exists, offers no comfort. It pierces. It remains. Those who see it feel before they understand. The heart slows for an instant. The air feels colder. The body senses something the mind cannot explain. The Capa Preta does not chase anyone. It does not need to. Its power lies not in attack, but in the feeling of being watched, of not being alone, of something being there silent, motionless, attentive. Many swear that when they blink, it disappears. Others say the figure simply dissolves into the darkness, as if it had never been there. But what remains is not the image. It is the effect, an unease that follows the person for hours, sometimes for days, a discomfort that finds no name. In some towns, they say its presence announces something bad, an unexpected illness, a farewell no one wants to make. In others, they believe it appears as a dark guardian, a kind of silent watcher that emerges when someone crosses invisible boundaries. There is no single truth. There are only stories that intertwine. And perhaps that is exactly what makes it so real to those who fear it. The Capa Preta does not belong to a specific place. It appears wherever there is shadow, solitude, and silence. On dirt roads lit only by the moon, on empty streets after midnight, at old doors that creak in the wind, in alleys that seem to swallow the sound of one's own footsteps. It lives in spaces of transition, between light and darkness, between the known and the unknown, between safety and fear. People say that when they see it, they do not feel immediate panic. They feel something deeper, a kind of primal alert, as if the body recognizes a danger the mind has not yet understood. A shiver that runs up the spine, a sudden urge to quicken one's pace, an impulse not to look back. And even so, many do look, because human beings have a curiosity that defies fear itself. But the more one tries to understand the Capa Preta, the more it slips away. There are no clear records. There is no definitive proof. There are no sharp images, fragmented accounts, memories that blend with imagination. It exists more as a sensation than as a form. Perhaps that is what makes it so powerful. The Capa Preta represents what we cannot control, what we cannot name, what we feel but cannot explain. It is the reflection of the ancient fear that has accompanied humanity since the first human faced the darkness and realized they could not see everything. It is the fear of the invisible, the fear of the unknown, but it is also the fear of ourselves, of our doubts, of our guilt, of our secrets, of what we hide behind our own cloaks. That is why the legend does not disappear. It crosses generations because it speaks to something deep within every person. Even those who have never heard the story have felt the strange sensation when walking alone at night, the feeling of being watched, the impulse to walk faster, the unease without an apparent cause. The Capa Preta lives exactly in that emotional space. It does not need to exist physically to exist in the mind. It walks through the collective imagination. It feeds on silence. It grows in the absence of answers. It strengthens in the emptiness between one sound and another. And perhaps that is why, when the night becomes too silent, when the wind seems to carry something beyond air, when the shadow feels slightly denser than it should, someone always remembers it. Not because they saw it, but because they felt it. The true terror of the Capa Preta is not in the hooded figure. It is in the feeling that not everything can be explained. That not everything is under control. That even surrounded by light, technology, and reason, we still carry within us the same ancestral fear of darkness. It is a silent reminder that mystery has not disappeared. It has only learned to walk slowly, without making noise, without leaving traces. And when the world falls silent, when the night stretches on, when silence seems to breathe, perhaps it is passing nearby. What you saw is only part of the story. To stay up to date on upcoming facts, mysteries, and revelations, like, subscribe, and follow our channel.